Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT network. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to you with emotion, passion, honesty, and of course, my comments. I am your host, Bronco Bill. All right, guys, before I get into the show, just want to say why it was recorded last Friday. I had to go out of town, out of state. In a family situation, I had to be there with my wife and take care of some things that need to be taken care of. I am back here live tonight, so feel free to jump in on the chat, Facebook and YouTube for sure. I'm not sure if Twitter, if I can see the comments on Twitter, but or X or what do they call it now? But in any case, feel free to jump in, give me your thoughts, comments, and that kind of thing, and I'll bring those up, and we'll just have a good show. All right, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Means a lot. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. It's free, costs you nothing, but definitely helps out the show and also the network. Please hit the thumbs up, the like button. That helps tremendously. Lets everybody else know that people do like the show. And then we get more people to watch. So that's great. All right, guys, let's jump right into this. All right. Last game. Now I recapped the game on Monday and talked about, Monday, and talked about the game in which the Broncos beat the Green Bay Packers. So I'm not going to really talk about the game, but there was a specific incident that happened in that game that, in my opinion, altered the outcome of the game. And here's what I mean by that. All right, here we go. The game against the Packers last Sunday, Kareem Jackson was flagged for a hit on a defensive player. He was also disqualified. Now, he's been suspended for it was originally said he was suspended for 4 games. That has been reduced to 2. However, that, in my opinion, was not a penalty. And here's why. The rule states a penalty is helmet to helmet or hitting a defensive player when he can't make the ball's coming to the receiver. As soon as the ball hits his hands, Kareem Jackson hits the receiver. Does he hit him in the head, helmet to helmet? Nope. How about shoulder to helmet? Nope. Shoulder to shoulder, right here. Caught him right underneath here and pushed him back, and his head went backwards. So the referee sees his head fly back and immediately throws a flag saying it's helmet to helmet or hit on defensive player. That is BS. That's not even close to what happened. Not even freaking close. You guys go back and look at that hit. Look at that hit. And slow it down if you can, or watch a replay in slow motion. Look at it. It is not helmet to helmet. It is shoulder pad. The right shoulder comes in, catches the receiver like right here, and pushes up. Okay. Well, you can't help it if the receiver is going backwards. I mean, these referees need to be schooled. They need to be trained. They need to know what they're looking at. Yes, I understand. I've had many people comment to me in text and whatnot and say, well, it's a bang, bang play. Okay, it's a bang, 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 bang play. I understand that. But then again, I go back to what I said before, and I'm going to keep saying it until it happens. There needs to be a challenge on controversial plays that could alter the game significantly, could change the score, could give a team a chance to win the game when there's not even a reason for that. There should be a challenge where a head coach can throw the flag, the red flag, or make it another flag, make it a blue flag, make it, purple. I don't care what color. Make it a different color than the challenge flag for placing the ball or incomplete pass or, a touchdown or whatever. Have a different colored flag. That would go for a penalty. Okay. So let's say that there was availability of Sean Payton to be able to throw, let's say, a blue flag to indicate, I don't think that was helmet to helmet, or I don't think that was shoulder to helmet. And they go back and they review it and they go, oh, wow. We got that one wrong. No freaking kidding. No freaking kidding. So if that's the case, that would not have happened. But I will get to why it altered and changed the outcome of the game. All right, hold on. Let me get back. Like I said, it wasn't helmet to helmet. It was rather shoulder to shoulder or shoulder to chest. Like I said, Kareem Jackson's suspension has been reduced from 4 games to 2. That means that he will be not playing in the game this Sunday, which I'll talk about. The game at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. He will not be playing in that. And then there's a bye week. Now, I'm not sure if the bye week constitutes a game, because technically it's a week in the schedule. It just means that they're on a bye. So my question is, does it mean that he misses the Kansas City game this Sunday, or does it mean that he also jumps over the bye and misses the Buffalo Bills game? Now, that would be more costly, in my opinion, to miss the Buffalo Bills game. Because if he's already suspended for 2 games, we already knew he's going to miss Kansas City. That was a done deal. Whether it was 2 games or 4 game suspension, he was going to miss the Kansas City game. But to miss the Buffalo Bill game, I'm not too sure that, obviously that's going to be an impact, because Kareem Jackson is a solid hitter. And people say he's dirty. He's not dirty. He's a hard hitter. Did anybody go back and see how Steve Atwater played, or how Dennis Smith played in the Broncos, or Bill Romanowski? I mean, those guys hit like Sherman tanks, man. Go back and look, and I've said this many times, go back and look at Steve Atwater's hit on Christian Okoye of the Chiefs. Speaking of the Chiefs, he's the only one that knocked Okoye backwards. So, yeah, do I look at Kareem Jackson and say he's a dirty player? No, not at all. But the league rules have changed, and they've gotten soft. Back in the day, like Atwater or Smith or Romanowski, I mean, those guys were hard hitters. And they hit like Sherman tanks. So I just think that the NFL is getting soft. They're wanting to put skirts on these guys. They're wanting to put flags around their waist and make this a much softer sport. It shouldn't be that way. Hockey's not making a softer sport. Not at all, man. They're still fighting in hockey. They're still slamming people to boards. They're doing all that kind of stuff. So no, I say let the guys play. I understand you're trying to make it safer, but don't make it so safe that football isn't football anymore. That's all I'm saying. Okay, here's how the referees changed that game. Because I didn't read this, but Kareem Jackson, not only was he suspended, but he was disqualified. Maybe I did mention he was disqualified from the game. That meant that his backup safety, PJ Locke, had to enter the game. Okay, now PJ Locke is a backup. He's not a starter, but the call on the field and the disqualification of Kareem Jackson literally changed the game between the Broncos and the Packers. Here it is. With Kareem Jackson suspended for 2 games, PJ Locke is expected to see a lot more game time opposite Justin Simmons. PJ Locke was the safety that jumped in front of the Green Bay Packers receiver and picked off the ball to preserve Denver's second win of the season last week. That is how the game changed. And the main reason is this. People say, well, maybe Kareem Jackson would have made that interception. Maybe not. But let me tell you what Justin Simmons said to PJ Locke after the game. He went over to PJ Locke and he said, he mentioned this in his presser. One person asked him, about that interception by Locke. And Justin Simmons says, I went over to him and I said, man, dude, I said, I am so glad you were in the game, because there's no way I could have covered that ground. But PJ Locke ran 27 yards across the field. He was on the opposite side. He was over there by Justin Simmons, because they were over the top for the receiver on that side. There was one-on-one on the right side. If you're looking at Bronco defense, it was on the left side. Justin Simmons over here along with PJ Locke. As soon as the ball was thrown, PJ Locke recognized where the ball was going, immediately knew the angle he had to take, and then made a beeline to cut in front of the receiver and make that critical interception. Why was it critical? Because Denver was only leading by 2, 19-17. 19-17. And Green Bay was marching down the field. They're at the 50-yard line. Quarterback Jordan Love throws a deep pass. He thought he had a guy wide open, which he was pretty much, even though it was man-to-man. He had the defender twisted and turned around. And PJ Locke comes out of nowhere, jumps in front of the receiver, intercepts that pass, goes brings it back about 10, 12 yards, and then falls down. Game over. Oh, did I mention? No, I didn't. That was inside 2 minutes. Inside 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. That's why that interception was the difference. But the difference started back when the referees ejected Kareem Jackson for that defenseless hit and that 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That's why it changed the game. I don't know if Kareem Jackson would have made that interception. I have no clue whatsoever to know. But I do know that when PJ Locke came in, he sprinted 27 yards across the field to jump in front of the receiver and grab the interception, preserve the Broncos' second win of the season, 19-17. That's why I said that calls can change the game. Absolutely change the game. And the referees have been making some horrible calls this year. Some horrible calls. Either they're making the horrible calls or they're not making the correct calls. And I'll tell you what, referees have, in my opinion, have done horrible job in the NFL. They need to be replaced, or they need to go to school and learn how to freaking referee. That's all I'm saying. All right. Speaking of Justin Simmons, oh boy, the Pittsburgh Steelers could be looking for secondary help, and many think and feel Justin Simmons could be their target, according to Sports Illustrated. Oh boy, this is not what I want to hear. This is not what I want to hear at all. I don't want anybody wearing these colors right here, orange and blue, to go anywhere. Well, unless your name is, Drew Lock or, Jay Cutler or somebody like that. Then, yeah, I'm in favor of it. Am I in favor of Justin Simmons leaving? No, I'm not in favor. Now, for those of you who may have just joined in, Justin Simmons isn't leaving as of yet. He's not being traded as of yet. I continue. Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated seems to think that a third-round pick in the 2024 draft should be enough to land Justin Simmons in Pittsburgh. A third-round pick? Are you kidding me? For one of the best safeties in the entire NFL, he's only going to garnish a third-round pick? That's what Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated is saying? No freaking way, guys. No way. Third round, I wouldn't take it. Absolutely would not take it. No. Why sell yourself short? Why give up great players that we have? And people say, well, Justin Simmons, he's getting a lot older. Okay. What's wrong with age? What's wrong with knowledge? What's wrong with being able to still play at that high level? Nothing. Look at Tom Brady. I know he didn't have the best season, the last season before he retired. I get that. But he played into his 40s. Now, playing quarterback is probably a little bit different than playing safety. But still, he played into his 40s. So if you treat your body well and you can play at that high level, why not? Why not play at that high level? Why not continue play? And I'm looking at the Broncos go, why would you want to trade Justin Simmons? People say, well, we need draft picks. Okay, draft picks are fine. But if you have a good core defensive safety and you have these other players that are being mentioned, I'll get to that, in trades. And by the way, the trade deadline commences, I believe, not commences, but is wrapped up the 31st, which is Tuesday, Halloween. Yep, it falls on Halloween this year. The trade deadline as of, I think, 4 p.m. Eastern time. if I'm not mistaken, 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Eastern time on Halloween, October 31st. So that's just right around the corner. This is Friday, guys. That's right around the corner. Okay, so I continue. It looks like they, being Pittsburgh, also have their eyes on cornerback Patrick Surtain. Here we go again, guys. Patrick Surtain, one of the, if not the greatest, absolutely the greatest, in my opinion, corner in the entire NFL. Why would Denver get rid of him? Why would they trade him? So you're going to give up your best corner and start from scratch in the draft and try and, get back that type of status that Patrick Surtain is? They don't come around every day. They're like a diamond in the rough. They're not in every single draft. Then what? Oh, then you have to have a corner by committee? That doesn't work. What are these guys thinking? Okay, Sean Payton wants his own guys. He wants to draft his own. He wants to have the own players on there that he likes. Okay, I don't give a crap about who Sean Payton wants and who he likes. I want the Broncos to be the best they could possibly be. And giving away cornerstone players like Justin Simmons, Patrick Surtain, Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton. I know a lot of people disagree with me on Courtland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, but if we get rid of them in a trade for draft picks, who are we going to throw to? Oh, that's right. We're trying to, speaking of throwing, maybe that's why we're trying to throw the season to get a higher draft choice. That is stupid. That is absolutely stupid, in my opinion. And I'm not liking this one bit. Not one bit. Do I think Sean Payton is telegraphing that he's throwing the season? No. But do I think it's a possibility? Just go back to the game against who was it? Who did we lose to before we beat Green Bay? Who's my schedule? Hang on, guys. Sorry about this, but I want to make sure that I'm accurate, like I always say that I'm honest. So who we lose to? Oh yeah, that's right, Kansas City. So when we're playing Kansas City on that Thursday night, do you think that looked like he threw the game? It's fourth down. He had no clue that it was fourth down. He thought it was third, so he calls timeout. And then fourth down. And then he had Russell Wilson run around the right end like in a bootleg, and he gets tackled for a loss on fourth down. Could have been a lot better play than that. How about a field goal? How about a punt if we're too far out? We were like on the 38-yard line or something of Kansas City. And we decided to go for it on a freaking jacked up play that didn't gain us anything and lost yardage and turn the ball over. Is he secretly throwing the season so that he can get his own guys through the draft? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I venture to say it sure looked like it. Sure looked like it in the Kansas City game. Now, in the Green Bay game last Sunday, no, I wouldn't say it looked like he was throwing the game, but the Broncos sure didn't look that strong in the game. I mean, yeah, they won at the end, 19-17. They sure didn't look all that strong during the entire game. So I don't know. I would hope he wouldn't throw it. I don't want to see I don't want to see any Bronco team go in the toilet and tank on purpose. I don't want to see it. But I don't know. Certain things make me go, really? You did that? Now you're starting to look like Nathaniel Hackett. Hey, I said it, okay? I said it. Look at the results, man. Look at the results. I'm not making this up. Look at last year's record after 7 games. Go ahead. I think we were 2-5 then. We're 2-5 now. So who's the worst head coach in the NFL? He called out Nathaniel Hackett for having a horrible season. Well, what's he going to do? Blame Russell Wilson? Oh, these aren't my guys. I want my guys. Then we'll be better. A really, really good head coach can get the best out of the players that they have. Period. Put them in the right spot. Put them in the best possible position to succeed. Best possible game plan to succeed. And chances are you'll succeed. And look at Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy last year was a rookie. He comes in the game and I mean, he comes into games and boom, 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 right down, right in the playoffs. Not a beat missed, not a skip missed, nothing. Kept on going, man, right through. He's a rookie. And, I mean, obviously the 49ers draft him, yes, but still. Okay, maybe you guys want to say it was his guy. Okay, we still got the best out of a rookie. But Russell Wilson's not a rookie. And Russell Wilson is playing better. Yes, he is playing better. But the play where on 4th down against Kansas City, when Sean Payton had him roll out to the right and do a bootleg that went nowhere, that to me is not on Russell Wilson. That's on Sean Payton. And that was a horrible call. I'm not quite sure it wasn't intentional. Just saying. Just saying. All right. Speaking of Patrick Surtain, just like Justin Simmons is being looked at by the Pittsburgh Steelers as a possible trade with Denver, it looks like they also have their eyes on, I mentioned it, cornerback Patrick Surtain. Patrick Surtain is in his final year of his rookie contract. Maybe that's why Denver's thinking about letting him go in a trade, because they don't want to pay him after his final year of his rookie contract. My question to George Payton is this: why the heck not? Why wouldn't you pay the best cornerback in the entire NFL top dollar? Why? Is it because Sean Payton doesn't like him? That's not Sean Payton's guy. That, to me, would be extremely, extremely selfish on Sean Payton. Extremely selfish on his part. If he were to sit back and go, Patrick Surtain's really good, but, if we can get a number 1, maybe a number 3, 1 and a 3 for Patrick Surtain, come on, man, why not do that? Why not do it? We can get 2 draft picks for one guy. Yeah, hello, Sean Payton. That one guy happens to be the best cornerback in the entire NFL. How in heaven's name are you going to replace that? With a number 2 or a number 4 or a number 10 in the league? You're willing, Sean, listen to me. You're willing to give up the best cornerback in the entire NFL, and you think you're going to find another Patrick Surtain in the draft? If you think so, you are sorely mistaken. Sorely mistaken. Not only mistaken, but I think you're a little delusional. I think did you take your meds? I mean, what? Seriously, why would you get rid of the best freaking cornerback in the entire NFL? Tell me that. Why would you do it? Here's another thing. Just because his dad says that he's wasting his talent in Denver, his own son, who plays on the Broncos, Patrick Surtain II, who we're talking about, has come out and said point blank, I don't want to leave Denver. I don't want to leave this organization. I love this organization. I love this ownership. I love this city. Our family loves it here. I know, guys, you're saying, oh, well, he could still have a home there. That never really happens. That doesn't happen. It might be a second home, an off-season home. But let's say he gets traded to Pittsburgh. He's not going to have a home in Denver and stay there on the off days. No, he needs to be close to the facility. He's going to be having a home in Pittsburgh or wherever he goes if he's traded. Why would you trade him to Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh ain't nothing. I don't want him traded ever. Same with Justin Simmons. I don't want these guys traded. Period. I've mentioned it till I'm freaking Bronco blue and orange in the face. And that is, you never build a home on sand. You build it on solid concrete, a solid foundation. And if the Broncos want to make this team better, that solid foundation on defense falls on Justin Simmons and Patrick Surtain. Those guys are the back guys of the defense. You get rid of your back defensive side, which happens, in my opinion, to be the best in the league. You are dialing up a recipe for disaster. If you think you can fill those 2 key spots in the draft, you're losing it. You're absolutely losing. I was going to go a different direction, be a lot harsher, but I'll refrain from that right now. In my opinion, you're just losing it. You're not thinking. You're being selfish. You're not looking at the bigger picture. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. You can't get rid of your solid foundation and expect to build a solid team next year. Now, if you're thinking about building a solid team in the next 2 or 3 years by getting rid of all these people before the trade deadline on Tuesday, then it's going to take 3 to 5 years. And we've already had 7, let's see, it was 2016. We've already had 7 seasons where we haven't gone to the playoffs. And you, Sean Payton and George Payton, want to add 3 to 5 more years to that fertility? Are you kidding me? Really? So you're willing to say, okay, hey, we could just throw in the towel for another 5 years. That's only 12 since 2016. Yeah, that puts up to 2028, moron. You want to wait to 2028 to have a possibly really good team? No. We only need a couple of key players. Okay, this is Sean Payton's first year of coaching in the Denver Broncos after a year out of coaching, period. He's got a team that had a horrible season last year and the year before and the year before that for last 7 years. Okay, we understand that. He's not going to come in the very first year and make this team world beaters. That's not going to happen. New offensive coordinator, new head coach, new game plan. All that stuff comes into play. And I didn't expect it this year, but I do expect better results next year and the year after by keeping the core freaking players and building on them, building around those guys on defense. Go into draft the 2024 and draft a quarterback. Let him develop under Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. Let him develop. It may take a year or two. But I'll tell you what, you blow up this team and you have a fire sale, and it's not going to happen in the next year or two. It's not going to happen for another 3 to 5 years, period. Plain and simple. Not going to happen. Especially if you get rid of the 2 best defensive players the Broncos have in the secondary. It's not going to happen. And yes, I'm angry. And yes, I'm fired up because I don't like this. Broncos country has never seen the likes of an absolute meltdown and fire sale of a Denver Bronco team ever. Never, ever, ever have we seen this. Yes, we've gotten rid of a head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, a player in a trade here, a player in a trade there. Yes, that is true. But not a fire sale where you just absolutely strip this team down to bare bones. That is not how you build up a team. Unless you have key core players. And on defense, that to me is Justin Simmons and Patrick Surtain. And on offense, it's Russell Wilson, it's Javonte Williams, McLaughlin, Sutton, and Judy. Period. Those are the offensive core guys. The guys on defense, like I said, in the secondary, Justin Simmons and Patrick Surtain. In the middle, it's Josie Jewell, who's being talked about. It is Browning. It is these key guys you've got to keep on your team, period. Build up the offensive line in draft, whatever. But don't throw in the towel in the first year of Sean Payton as a Broncos head coach. It is a work in progress. Do not blow this thing up. Don't do it. All right, Avatar. Whew, save me, man. Save me. I'm getting wound up. Josh McDaniels comes to mind. Yeah, exactly. No doubt. No doubt. Avatar, by the way, Avatar, thanks so much for being in the chat. Always appreciate it. If you missed the opening, I said I apologize for not being here live last Friday. I was out of town. I was out of state. I had to take care of some family issues with my wife, and I was gone all day Friday. Didn't get back until Friday night. So I actually recorded that on Thursday. But just wanted to bring that up. I am here live. And thanks, Avatar, so much for being in the chat. Always appreciate it. Okay. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay. Rumors. These are just rumors now. Okay. With the Denver Broncos being far away from being contenders, people in the know feel Denver needs more draft capital. Here we go again. I just mentioned that. I just mentioned Yes, we need draft capital, but I don't want to lose these key players because that's not going to help us in building around them. If they're not here, all you have left is rookies, and that's a disaster to start building a team on mere rookies. It's not good at all. Not good at all. I continue. Therefore, the Broncos have made it known that they are going to listen to trade talks with the following players. All right, guys, here we go. They are wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, linebacker Josie Jewell, wide receiver Cortland Sutton, offensive lineman Garrett Bowles, safety Justin Simmons, and cornerback Patrick Surtain. They're going to entertain these over the next few days leading up to the draft deadline, Halloween night, 4 p.m. Eastern time. I don't want it. I don't want any of those guys gone. Maybe Bowles, B&B Bowles, because Bowles just has never really seemed to figure out how to play the offensive line on the left tackle, left guard, whatever position he plays. He hasn't really figured it out, how to not hold, how to not jump or false start, how not to play football without making mistakes. He hasn't figured it out. So if somebody wants to trade for him, I say go for it in a heartbeat. I'll take a draft choice and get rid of Bowles any day of the week. However, I don't want Patrick Surtain. I don't want Justin Simmons, Josie Jewell, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. None of them gone. None. Because if you get rid of receivers, who the heck are you going to throw it to? The defenders? Because that's all that's going to be out there. I mean, that's it. And then if you get rid of Patrick Surtain and Justin Simmons, you thought 70 points to the Miami Dolphins was a lot? You get rid of those two greats, those two, and the NFL says those are the two best, if not the best, safety and corner in the entire NFL. That's not coming from me. That's coming from the NFL insiders. And if you get rid of them, what message are you sending to the fans? What message are you sending to the team, the players, the organization, the ownership? I know the ownership has to sign off on it, but holy smokes, why would you do that? Get rid of your best players and expect to get the same quality back in the 2024 draft. You got to be kidding me, right? You absolutely got to be kidding me, because that doesn't happen. It's 1 in a million shot that something like that happens. Not going to happen. Okay, before I go to the next topic, hold on there. I'm getting there, D-Rock. Hang on, buddy. All right. D-Rock says, let me get my mouse to work right. D-Rock said, Big Bill. I say, hey, Big D-Rock, what's happening, man? Nice to have you in the chat. As always, always appreciate it. D-Rock says, I can't fully blame the GM, but I can't see how he comes back next season. Okay, well, answer me this question, D-Rock. How do you not blame George Payton? I'm assuming you're talking about the people we have now, or the fact that he's willing to listen to trade talks and make trades. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. So clarify that and let me know what you think on that. You also say you don't think he's going to come back next season. I don't know. I don't know if the ownership would go in that direction. I'm not sure. I think it all depends on what kind of trades are made. I know he's made mistakes. He made a mistake with Frank Clark. He made a mistake with Randy Gregory. So far, it kind of looks like he made a mistake with Russell Wilson. So I don't know. He got rid of Bradley Chubb. I mean, there's a lot of things. You're right. There's a lot of things that's gone on. A lot of things. Von Miller's another one. Yeah, it's just, you may be onto something, D-Rock. You may be onto something. I think it all boils down to if we start doing a fire sale with these players, and they come back to bite us, like they will. Patrick Surtain will light us up like a Roman candle, and so will Justin Simmons and Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. They'll come back and bite us. So I think you may be onto something. And then let me follow that up real quick. D-Rock says regarding players, because if he's not recruiting players, this what's beast? This is because special teams was Sean Payton was making a decision. Okay, got it. I'm trying to figure out your abbreviation there. I got to think. So let me go back again. Regarding players, because if he's not recruiting players, that's because Sean Payton was making a decision. I agree. Sean Payton has made it known that he's wanted certain players and he's willing to shop around. He's made that known. I don't like that. I don't like head coaches being, quote, GM assistants. I don't like it. Now, I know that they have to kind of put things together. They got to agree on certain things. I understand that. I just don't like the fact that it sounds and seems to me that Sean Payton's more of a GM than George Payton is. And I'm not liking that. Is George Payton afraid of Sean? I don't know. I don't know him personally. I don't know his demeanor, mannerisms, or how he acts that way. I don't know. I do know that Sean Payton is a very type A person, and he usually gets what he wants. And it very, very well could be, D-Rock, that Sean Payton is running George Payton like a puppet, like this. Okay, we want this guy down. We want this guy up. Very, very good point, man. Very well, very well could be. Tongue-tied. All right. Big E is in the house. Big E says when George Payton came, he had the third most salary cap, had draft capital, and he threw it all away and used all the money on one player. There you go. Another great point. Big E, you're absolutely correct. And that is a mistake. That is a huge mistake. Both of you guys could be on to something. D-Rock and Big E, you guys both could be on something. This could be George Payton's last year with the Broncos. Be interesting to see who we pick up or who we target. But, it very well could be a possibility. And I really did like George Payton. But I'm not really too sure now that even though I may like him as a person or, how I see him, come across and whatnot, isn't exactly cutting it on the gridiron. So I don't know. We'll see where this goes. It'll be very, very interesting as we get closer and closer to Halloween, which is also the draft deadline. It'll be interesting to see. All right. With the trade deadline, speaking of that, with the trade deadline this coming Tuesday, Patrick Surtain's name has been linked to the Eagles as well as the Packers, along with what I said earlier, and that was Pittsburgh Steelers. So quite a few people out there for Patrick Surtain. Why was that? If Patrick Surtain is not that good of a corner, why do people want to trade for him? Or are they considering to trade for him? Pittsburgh Steelers, and now you've got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers, the team we just beat. Oh, why would they want Patrick Surtain? Why would Denver be so eager to get rid of him? He's in his last year of his rookie contract. So what? Pay the guy what he's worth. He's worth top dollar because he's the best freaking corner in the league, period. And these teams with GMs, these GMs see it. The Eagles GM sees it. The Packers GM sees it. So does the Steelers GM. Why can't our freaking GM see it? Maybe it goes back to what Big E was saying. And Big E was saying that if Sean Payton is running the show, that's why George Payton can't see it, because he's blinded because Sean Payton wants a trade. That's the only thing I can think of. And I'll tell you what, more and more I think about that, Big E, I think you are dead on, buddy. I think you are absolutely dead on. And I hate to say it because I don't want to see him gone. Let me continue before I get back to the chat. According to CBS Sports, things are heating up drastically as we get closer to next Tuesday. Oh, boy. This is Friday, guys. This is Friday. I don't want to see anything happen this weekend in a negative way. And that includes a Bronco loss against Kansas City. I'll get into that. But first and foremost, I don't want to see these players gone. I don't want to see them gone, period. Please, please, please do not trade Surtain or Simmons or Judy or Sutton. Please don't do it. I'm asking you as a longtime Bronco fan, 40, what did I say it was? 1976 as a Bronco fan, so that's what, 46 years? I don't know, I'll figure it out. But in any case, a long time. I've been a Bronco fan, and I've never seen anything like this. I don't want to start seeing it now. I really don't. Okay, let's see. Big E wants to ask me a question. Says, let me ask you a question, Bill. You work at a golf course. So if you had a crap ton of money, the third most money in golf courses across the country, you go spend it all on a tractor that constantly breaks. Wow. Wow. Woo-wee. Big E. That's a good one, man. And so now Russell Wilson's a tractor, and I understand where you're coming from on this because he's old and slow or slower, and tractors tend to be slow and not fast moving. And have you been at the golf course where I work? Because we have a lot of tractors and we have a lot of golf courses that are constantly breaking down. So maybe you've been at my golf course one time or another, Big E. But yeah, you're right. You're right. Why would you have all that money and spend it on a tractor? But let me tell you what, now that you brought up, let me tell you what the owner of the golf course has been doing. And that is he's been putting money into greenside bunkers, reshaping them to the way they should be, putting in white sand, not the brown sand that's usually found in some golf courses, putting white sand around it. We're a public golf course. We're not a private one. So this is public golf course. Doing that, he's reseeding the fairways, make them nice, lush and green. He's putting in money into getting the greens running like carpet. They're just beautiful greens, fairways. Putting money into landscape, trimming the trees, planting new trees, reshaping how things look. It is exactly what you're talking about. You need to put money into the things that are going to benefit your investment, your ownership, so to speak. And that's what's being taken place at the golf course. That needs to be taking place in the Broncos organization as well. Not the same type of thing, but you need to put money into things that are going to benefit the organization. Just like money benefits on a golf course, you need to put money investment into an organization that will produce results, positive results. And you don't do that by putting all your eggs in one basket, or in this case, all your money into one person's wallet. You don't do that. Did I like the fact that we got Russell Wilson at the time? Yes, because I thought it was going to be a different Russell Wilson. It hasn't been. It's getting better under Sean Payton, but it's still not there. And a lot of other things need to be addressed. Offensive line, you need to put money in the offensive line. You need to put money into draft picks. I understand that. You need to draft well. You need to do all of these layers of things to get to the next level, the playoff level, the championship level of the AFC, the Super Bowl championship of the NFL. That's the level we need to achieve. And we're not going to achieve it if we put all of our eggs / money into one person's wallet. I absolutely agree with you, Biggie. Great comment. Great comment. All right. Biggie L says, it doesn't operate like it should. You take your golf course. You take your golf course, it's going to keep you. No, your golf course, it won't keep you. Absolutely. People won't come. And just like in football, if you have a horrible team and they constantly keep losing and losing and losing, eventually you're going to lose your supporters, and those supporters are the fans. I don't want to see that in Denver. Absolutely do not want to see that in Denver. I don't want to see bags over people's heads like it was in New Orleans. I dang sure don't want to see that in a power field at Mile High. That absolutely bothers me. I hate it with a passion. That's not supporting the team, through thick and thin. And life isn't always, always roses and strawberry fields. It's not. A lot of times you got to remember, a rose has thorns. You got to get past the thorns to get to the beauty of the rose. Okay? You got to. You reach in there like this in the bush and grab a rosebud, you're going to get stuck. So there is good with the bad. You got to take the good with the bad. Or I should say, you got to take the bad with the good. Growing pains, things like that. But it all starts with a foundation and putting the money where it needs to be put and not in one person's wallet. All right, I move on. Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. Love the chat, man. Love the chat, like always. All right. Okay, here we go. This is one of two. You got it, guys. Jackass of the week. All right, guys. Here's the first one of the Jackass of the week. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Justin Ross was arrested last Monday in Kansas City and accused of causing criminal damage of more than $25,000, according to a booking report from the sheriff's office in Kansas City. Okay. Doesn't elaborate as to what it was, but it's still a criminal damage. Does that mean he damaged property? Was he upset with somebody? Ex-girlfriend, girlfriend, wife, whomever it may be? I'm not saying it was a female. I'm just saying it just says causing criminal damage of more than $25,000. Okay. Was it property damage, like, keying a car, smashing a window? I don't know. It doesn't say. But these things like this, can't these guys, this is Monday. They had a game Sunday against the Chargers where they won. And then this happens on Monday. He gets arrested on Monday. What are these guys thinking? Do they even have a brain up here? Seriously, do they not think that obviously, every single time this happens, I have to think to myself, do they really feel they're above the law? Seriously, you're not above the law. You're going to get caught. One way or another, you're going to get caught. Why are you doing things stupidly? Think. I know we all do stuff when we're young and stuff and all that kind of things. But these guys have got to use their head, because not only are they doing something wrong, getting arrested, but now they have a record. And now the team that they're playing on, no matter whether it's Kansas City Chiefs or not, that team now has to deal with the fallout. And if it's bad enough, like it was with that player with the Raiders in Vegas, can't remember his name right now, but they released him right afterwards. He got arrested. They released him. Yeah, it was worse than this in essence, but it was still an arrest. So things like that happen. You've got to use your head. Use your freaking head. Period. That's all you got to do. Think before you act stupid. And then you get on my show. All right. Here we go. The report doesn't provide details, like I mentioned. The Chiefs said they're aware of the arrest, but declined to comment. Of course not. They never comment. They're never going to comment until they're pushed to comment, because things come out. By the way, the Denver Broncos play the Kansas City Chiefs this Sunday at Denver. Let me ask you this, guys. Do you think and feel that this could be a what's the word I'm looking for? A distraction amongst the Kansas City Chiefs? Now, that didn't say that this guy was a starter. I haven't really heard of his name all that much. So maybe he's, backup guy or whatever, but still, it could be a distraction in that locker room where people were talking, hey, what happened? Hey, man, did you hear about Ross? What happened, man? Yeah, I did, man. But I don't know what happened. Can you tell me? Yeah, guess what, man? He did this. This is what happened. Things like that. You don't know. It could throw some of the Chief players off their game. Let's hope so. Let's absolutely hope so. I'm not sure if it will. You got Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Oh, by the way, game's in Denver. So I'm kind of wondering if Taylor Swift will be there. More than likely, yeah, she probably will be. Anyways, going back, it could be a distraction. That is for sure. I don't know if it will be, but I sure to heck it hope and does. I sure hope it does become a distraction. All right. The second jackass of the week. And I only say this as a jackass of the week because I ain't got this kind of money. All right, here we go. Jim Mattress McLingale wagered $7.9 million on the Houston Astros to win the World Series. However, when they were eliminated by the Texas Rangers, Mattress Mac was out of $7.9 million. Wow. $7.9 million for the Astros to get to the World Series and win it? Well, they didn't even get to the World Series because the Texas Rangers, who are playing in the World Series as I speak right now against the surprising Arizona Diamondbacks, are in the World Series, not the Houston Astros. $7.9 million. Holy cow. How much money does this guy have to be able to just, hey, I'll put down $7.9 million on the Astros. What the heck? It's pocket change. Yeah, really? Pocket change? All right, I continue. Excuse me. The furniture tycoon uses any winnings as promotional funding by giving his loyal customers free products as a way to hedge. There it is. As a way to hedge his bet, but also to give back to the community. Yeah, okay. So basically what that says is this. If he would have won, bet $7.9 million, I don't know what the odds were, but let's say he would have come out with $100 million instead of $7.9 million. Let's say he comes out with $50 million. Then that means the customers that would come in, his loyal customers, whomever they may be, I don't know if that means the ones that come in all the time, the ones that have an account, I don't know what that means. Anyways, so that means that his loyal customers would then be given free furniture to hedge his bet. Therefore, basically what he's saying is, I got $50 million because I won on a $7.9 million bet. So out of the $50 million, I'm going to give away furniture and things like this, and they get it for free. And then I take that money and put it back into the business. So basically, I'm paying myself from the winnings. So I didn't really lose 7.9 because I'm putting it back into the business. The problem of it is, Mac, you didn't win. So now what? Your prices go up? How do you hedge that? How do you hedge that bet? You didn't win. So yeah, it's a nice idea to give your loyal customers money, but you didn't win. Listen, it says right here, the furniture tycoon uses any winnings as promotional funds. He didn't win. Does that mean the furniture prices go up? I'm just saying. How does he hedge his bet then? He didn't win, so you can't hedge it. You can't give it back. Woo! Yeah. But first and foremost, $7.9 million on a team to make the World Series and win it. Wow. Okay. Must be nice to be able to throw away $7.9 million and not really be freaked out about it. I'd be freaked out. I don't even bet $7.9. I don't bet nothing. I really don't. I want to get something for my money. I want to make sure that when I go to the store and I give them money, I'm getting something back. Now, people say, oh, yeah, I play the scratchers and stuff. I've played the scratchers a couple of times. I've done okay. But over time, it's kind of like breaking even. You don't really win. And I don't know, it's $5 here or there. I'm thinking, I didn't win nothing. I just threw away $5. Okay, $5 may not be something to nobody, but $5 is $5. I mean, these days, I'm in California, guys. Gasoline is even more than $5 a gallon. It's like $5.49, $5.69. Yeah, I'm serious. $5.69 in California. So $5 to me means a lot. At least it means almost a gallon of gas. Almost. All right, let's wrap this jackass of the week. And I'll be right back. Okay, last two topics of the show. Before I do that, let me go back to the comments real quick. Alex Smith is in the house. Alex, what's happening, my friend? Alex says, you are a risk taker. I'm a risk taker. Or are you talking to about Big E or something? Big E says, going back to the Chiefs with the wide receiver being arrested. If you missed it, it was Jalen Ross of the Chiefs. D-Rock says, I don't believe this will distract the Chiefs at all. I don't think so either, but I can always hope. That's for sure. Okay, Alex Smith, like I said, always glad to have you in the house, my friend. Always great to have everybody in the house that shows up. I appreciate it. Alex Smith says, I almost flew off a friend's four-wheeler. He was going all fast and thought everything was funny. It's not funny if you're going to get thrown off a three-wheeler. That's not funny at all. Nope. I wouldn't think. I mean, besides getting hurt, what fun is that? Flying off of a three-wheeler, no matter how fast you go. Big E, did you really have to put that up there? Did you really have to put salt in the wound, my friend? Big E says, talking about gas prices over $5 here in California. Big E says it's $3.40 in West Virginia. Yeah, it's at least $2 cheaper everywhere else. Well, unless you go to, on the way to Vegas, like I had to last Friday. That's why I wasn't here. I had to take care of some family matters with my wife. No, it wasn't gambling. No, don't even go there. That wasn't it. It strictly was family members, obviously. Honestly, I had to take care of some issues. Any case, you stop in this place called Lenwood or something. It was $6.49 a gallon. I'm like, holy crap. Good gosh, man. Who in heaven name want to live out here? Anyways, all right. I'm going to get to the last topic, and then we'll let you guys get onto on your weekend. I really do appreciate each and every one of you watching, whether you're in the chat or not. Always appreciate it. Here we go. Colorado Avalanche set an NHL record for 15 straight road wins, dating back to last year. 15 straight road wins. That is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. They played the Pittsburgh Penguins last night, trying to make it 16 straight. Oops. Not happening. I guess they were just happy with the 15 straight because they came out flatter than a pancake. They had zero energy. Pittsburgh would look like they were the better team, and last night they were. Pittsburgh was coming off 3 straight losses. 3 straight losses. Colorado opened up the season 6 straight wins. And they came out looking like they had no business knowing what they were doing. They were missing passes. They were making passes they shouldn't have. They weren't taking shots that they should have. They were turning the puck over in their own end. They were taking stupid penalties. Nathan McKinnon got a penalty. It was absolutely pathetic. It was a train wreck watching last night. Absolutely train wreck. Horrible. And I don't know, man. It's just I don't know why that happened. Have no clue why that happened. But I know what happens. That you can't. People say, "Oh, you can't get up for every game." Why not? If you're trying to be the best team in the league and you want home ice advantage, and I know it's early, it's only the 7th game of the season, and they still got, it's an 82 game season, so they got 75 games to go. I understand that. But I'm telling you what, if you're on a chance to make history and extend that record, why not keep it going? Why not keep it going? Why not come out there and give it your best? I mean, it's not like they played back-to-back nights. Not at all. They had a day or two off. I don't know why. They came out flat. But in any case, they did. Final score, adding salt to the wound again, 4-0 shutout. That's how bad it was, guys. That's how bad the game was last night. Horrible. The bright side is Avalanche are still in first. There's 6 wins, 1 loss. They have 12 points. And next game they play is we got Pittsburgh. I think we got one more road game. I'm not mistaken. And that game, I believe, is either Sunday or Monday. Might be Monday. I could look it up real quick, but any case, just wanted to bring that up about the Avalanche setting an NHL record. Congratulations to them. That was awesome. But unfortunately, they ran into a buzzsaw on their own accord because they didn't really put up a fight at all, physically or on the ice or during the game. They didn't put up a fight at all. So bummer. Avalanche lose 4-0. All right. Okay. Alex Smith says it's cheaper to catch the city bus. It probably is. But then, if I'm trying to get one place to another, as busy as traffic is in Southern California, I don't think I want to sit on the bus for a very long time. All right. There you go. Big E also says, I believe if I lived down there, I'd have me a dirt bike and to ride the roads on. Yeah, there you go. You can do that too. A lot of people do. A lot of people have like street legal bikes out here. And they just zip in and out of traffic, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Could be dangerous, and it probably is. But if you're careful and you're smart about it and you're not reckless, then yeah, it's much better in the long run than a car trying to fill up my 16-gallon tank at $5.69 a gallon. Yeah, that ruins a $100 bill. All right, guys, let's get into the last topic. And here it is. Thanks again, guys, for being in the show. Really appreciate it. Kansas City Chiefs at Denver Broncos. Here it is. The Kansas City Chiefs have won 16 straight games against the Broncos. However, the first meeting this season, Denver was in the game till the very end when Kansas City kicked the field goal to ice the game. That being said, perhaps the Broncos can use that game to somehow get them over the Kansas City hump. Sorry, everyone. I still have the Chiefs winning. And here's the reason why I have them winning. Because they've won 16 straight. Denver hasn't really shown them or the fans base, Broncos country, that they can beat the Chiefs. Is this season different? Well, like I said, it started out in the first game on Thursday night against Kansas City at Kansas City 2 games ago, that the Broncos were in the game trailing 16-8. They had a chance to tie the game, possibly with a 2-point conversion. But they didn't get that opportunity because there's another blatant turnover, another mistake. And Kansas City took advantage of it, moved down the field, and kicked a 62-yard field goal. Yeah, was that field goal, was that like something natural? Not natural, but a regular type of kick that field goal kicker of the Chiefs makes normally? Not at all. That was a long kick for him, but he made it. And that game was in Kansas City, not in Denver in the thin altitude. It was in Kansas City, and he still made the 62-yard field goal with lots of room to spare. So the Broncos had a chance, but they gave it away, literally and figuratively again. Literally gave it away by a turnover. And that's why they lost. Was Denver in the game? Absolutely. It was prime time. It was Thursday. It was in Kansas City, and they still were in the game. Denver's at home Sunday. Denver's at home Sunday. Do the Broncos have a chance to win this game? Answer, yes, they do have a chance. Realistically, I'm not so sure. I'm not buying it at this point in time. Kansas City just played the Chargers, and they beat them. I believe that was in L.A., if I'm not mistaken. I believe that was in L.A., and they beat them handily 31-17. If they can put 31 points on the Chargers, and the Charger defense is nowhere near as good as the Broncos, I understand that. What I'm saying is, if they could put up 31 on the Chargers, could they put up 31 on Denver? My answer, yes, they can. Yes, they can. Because this Denver defense can get run down. If the offense of the Chiefs stays on the field for a very long time, like the Dolphins did, they could put up a lot of points, especially if there's turnovers. And the Broncos have been prone to turning the ball over, whether it be a Russell Wilson interception or Russell Wilson fumble, or a Courtland Sutton not hanging on the ball and fumbling, or a Jerry Jeudy not hanging on the ball, or anybody else. Are they subject to turning the ball over? Yes, they are. Are they prone to penalties like pass interference or illegal contact or a hit like Kareem Jackson did, which still, in my opinion, wasn't a penalty, or a late hit on a quarterback? Are all of those in play with the Broncos defense? Absolutely. How about the offense? Is Russell Wilson capable of keeping the offense on the field against the Chiefs? Yes and no. They did that part. They partially did that in the first game. Can they do it in the second game at home? I say they can. I'm not sure they will. That's the difference. Can they win this game? Sure they can. On any given Sunday, any given team can win. Just go back and look at last week, some of the upsets, or a week prior to that, some of the upsets. Yes, it can be done. My question and my point is this: will it be done? That's the question. The point is, I'm not so certain. I'm not certain because it's been 16 straight games, 8 seasons worth. 8 seasons worth since we've beaten the Chiefs. Now, I had it down where the Chiefs were going to beat the Broncos 31-20. because they put up 31 last week. I'm going to change that. I'm starting to think and feel that Denver has a really good chance of winning this game. I don't think they will, but I think they have a really good chance. That being said, I'm still going to have the Chiefs winning. It's just not going to be 31-20 like I thought it would be. I'm changing that to 27-21 Kansas City. 27-21 Kansas City. That's what I have. I've changed it a little bit because I think that the Broncos are going to use the game that they played against Kansas City that Thursday night 2 games ago to look at game film, figure things out. That's 27-21 is only a 6-point difference. They could have a chance to win it in the end if things change. As of right now, I have the Chiefs winning 27-21. All right, before I get out of here, I got to give a shout out to Clayton. Hey, bud. I say, hey, Clayton, what's happening, man? Glad to have you in the house as always. And like Clayton says, smash that like button. Tell your friends and family. There he goes. I'm going to bring it right up because that's what he says all the time. Smash that like button and share, guys. I'm at my high school football game playoff, baby. Let's go. All right, Clayton. Way to go, man. Way to go. Excuse me. That's awesome, buddy. Well, I hope your team wins. And if they win, bring some of that mojo on Sunday to Mile High Stadium. Somehow, some way, do it telepathy or whatever that word is, telepathically or whatever. And let's get a Bronco win against the Chiefs. I know I said 27-21 Kansas City, but I will be happy and elated to be wrong. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not, please do so. Hit the like button like Clayton Huron says every time on the show. Always appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Tell your friends, your family, your coworkers, anybody. It costs nothing to subscribe. It costs nothing to hit the like button, but it helps the show and it helps the network tremendously. Really, really do appreciate it, guys. All right? I really do appreciate it. Real quick, Clayton says, yeah, I got classmates from high school. Sweet. Totally cool, man. Totally cool. All right, guys, you know what the shows are? We got the neighborhood this coming Sunday. Mundungus Creevy and myself will be doing the Broncos neighborhood. Broncos against the Chiefs. Let's get a W for that. And then on Monday, I do the Elevation Orange. It's a recap of the most recent Bronco game. In this case, it'll be Broncos Chiefs. And that's on Monday night, 5 o'clock live, 5, 6, 7, 8 live. Tuesday, you know what that is? That's the 5280. And then you got the Wednesday's Wild Wild West. Thursday is now the Cluster Puck. That goes live on Thursday now. And then my show again, live next Friday, 5, 6, 7, and 8, Broncos Breakdown, hosted by me, Bronco Bill. All right, guys, until then, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay safe tonight on a Friday. Enjoy the last weekend of October as we head towards November. You guys enjoy yourself. Till next Friday, take care. Bye-bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.